Have you ever felt like you have been banging on the doors of heaven until your knuckles are bruised, yet all you hear is the echo of your own voice? You've done the work, you've kept the faith, but the sky feels like concrete. Perhaps you're asking, why does God never answer my prayers? And you're starting to wonder if you're being punished, or worse, if He's just not even there. Well, my friends, I understand that pain. And don't worry, you're in the right place. By the end of today's episode, you will understand the appointed time principle and how to tell the difference between a no and a not yet. We're going to help you solve the feeling of spiritual silence by sharing a profound perspective shift on infertility and the orchestration of your family's future. We're moving from he is ignoring me to He is preparing me. Stay tuned. Ordinary women, extraordinary faith. When God calls, we say yes. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Arise Women of God podcast. I'm your host, Tamara K. Anderson, and joining me today is the fabulous Bonnie Randall, who is a wonderful women warrior of light. And I'm so tickled to have her here as we're talking about such a heartfelt topic, exploring the seasons when God seems silent, but is actually doing His most intricate work. First, Bonnie is going to share the raw struggle of infertility and the punishment trap that we often fall into when answers don't come. Second, we're going to look at the appointed time, why some results we have to wait for, and what God is doing in the meantime. Third, we're going to discuss the Ishmael versus Isaac scenario, how God can say no to our specific plan while still preparing a blessing we may have never even dreamed of. And finally, Bonnie's going to talk about the Star of Bethlehem, Epiphany, a lesson she learned about timing that changed her entire perspective. But first, let's kick it off by talking about how we often feel God is punishing us when we don't hear any answers.
There was a time in my life when we were going through infertility. We tried for almost 3 years to get pregnant. It's a righteous desire to be a mom, isn't it? Something that God wants for us is to bring more people to earth for Him, that He can have servants to build His kingdom and rescue people, right? It's a good thing to want to be a mom. And I remember feeling this way. I remember feeling, He is ignoring me. He is not answering me. He is just up there thinking that maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I'm being punished. Maybe this is a punishment for my wayward ways from when I wasn't a believer during those years. I really thought that. I thought I was being punished.
It's so easy to assume that silence is a penalty. We look at our past mistakes and think the no of a closed door is because of us and something we did. But as Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 teaches, for the vision is yet an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. We see this even with Abraham in the Old Testament. I love in chapter 17 of Genesis, where we see God establishing this powerful covenant with Abraham. And Abraham asked God to let Ishmael be his covenant heir and receive that same blessing. Abraham had a plan, a good plan, and he wanted God to sign off on it. But God said no to Ishmael being the covenant heir, not to punish Abraham, but because he had an Isaac coming. Even though Abraham and Sarah were too old, the cool thing is God still blessed Ishmael, but He kept the Isaac plan in motion, which they too had been praying for years and probably given up hope on. Sometimes God is saying no to our Ishmael prayer because He's protecting the timing of Isaac. Bonnie had a moment in a tearful conversation with God where she realized that her weight wasn't about her or her worth or something she had done. It was all about timing and her future children's mission.
I was praying and I was crying, my usual, we weren't pregnant. We had had another miscarriage and I was just throwing myself the pity party. And I heard in my mind or I felt an impression, I guess you could say, Bonnie, this isn't about you. I'm like, what do you mean this isn't about me? My body is broken. We have been to the infertility specialist. I've done so many different things and we're still not pregnant. What do you mean it's not about me? And I felt the impression again, it's not about your timing. I know you want this. This is a beautiful decision. This is a beautiful and righteous desire. And I want you to be a mother, and you will be a mother, just not yet. And so I said, well, why not? Why not? Like, now's a great time. We have money, blah, 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 blah. And I was just crying. And he says, this isn't even about my timing. And I was like, what? That was weird. Did I hear you correctly? You said this wasn't about your timing? And he said, no, this is about your children's timing. And then one of the most profound answers of my life, and a lesson that I will never forget, he taught me that day. Your children need to be born at a specific time because they have a specific mission that they need to do. And if they're born too early, things won't line up. If they're born too late, things won't line up. Think about the Star of Bethlehem. The Star of Bethlehem started burning thousands of years before the light reached the earth. God is orchestrating all of us and moving all of these pieces together. And so for me that day, I realized that I could be patient because I didn't want to mess up my children's missions. I didn't want to be the reason that something didn't go right as planned, right? And so I became peaceful. And I was like, okay, they're going to be born at the exact time that they need to be born. So in that moment, my answer wasn't no. My answer was, you just don't understand what I'm doing for you right now. What's interesting is I found out I was pregnant 3 weeks later. Crazy. True story.
3 weeks later. How crazy is that? Once Bonnie surrendered the when, the door opened. I love a quote that evangelical missionary Jim Elliot once said, God always gives his best to those who leave the choice with him. Ooh, that's so hard to do, right? If you are in the middle of an unanswered prayer, remember that God is the master orchestrator. The silence isn't empty. It's an oven. And Bonnie's going to tell us why.
So I want to encourage you that sometimes the silence isn't actually silence. Sometimes the answers are there. We just need to open our eyes and see them. And sometimes the silence is, wait, there's something amazing that is cooking for you. It's in the oven. It's baking right now. Can you smell it? I can smell it, and that aroma is sweet. It's just got to cook a little bit longer. And sometimes the answer is no. But we don't want to hear that answer, do we? We want a yes because it's a good thing that we want. But I promise you that when your answer is a no, it's because he has something better for you in store.
So, my friend, if you feel like your prayers are hitting the ceiling, I want you to stop and ask this question. Lord, is this about an appointed time I can't see yet? Trust that he is orchestrating the Star of Bethlehem in your own life. He is not ignoring you. He is baking something sweet, and it simply takes time. To help you stay grounded while you wait for this vision to appear, I have a gift for you. You can download a free roadmap to revelation, 6 steps to hearing God in your daily life. And also listen to the bundle that is attached to this gift. It's an audio meditation to help you prepare to receive light and revelation, casting out darkness, bringing in light, tuning your frequency to God. And these are free by clicking the link below. When the silence feels heavy, be sure to turn to step 3 of this download, the growth process. It reminds us that revelation and answers often come slowly and steadily, line upon line, like the growth of a tree, rather than like a lightning bolt, where you get the whole thing all at once. We also encourage you to peek at step 6, the evening review, where it encourages you to start a sacred log, writing down 3 tiny ways you saw God show up in your life today. Even if the big answer hasn't come yet, it helps to know that He's there with you. It will help you recognize the daily dew while you wait for the harvest at the end of the season and those answers you've been praying and laboring for so long. So my friend, until next time, don't give up hope. Stick with God, because He is surely sticking to you. Abide with Him, and the answers will come. Until next time, may you arise, do it God's way, God's strong. If today's episode helped you feel a little closer to God, please like and subscribe. It helps us grow and ensures Heaven's whispers stay at the top of your feed whenever you need them most.